Dear students, Assalamu alaikum to all of you in 11th class of botany. We were discussing, our today's topic is kingdom fungi. We were discussing about biological classification given by R.H. Whitaker in 1969. When we talk of kingdom fungi, first of all, we will look upon what are the characteristics of this kingdom and what are the features of these organisms. For example, we can say these organisms are completely heterotrophic. It means that these organisms depend on others for their food, and these organisms are cosmopolitan. It means that these organisms are found everywhere, either in soil or in water or in air. When we take a handful of mud, it means that there is expectation there these organisms are present there. So we can say these organisms are unicellular and or multicellular too. In case of unicellular organisms, we can quote the example of yeast, but in case of multicellular organisms, we can quote the example of penicillium. When we talk of multicellular organisms, we know these are filamentous. In case of multicellular, they have a thread-like and elongated structure which is present on their body surface. It is called hyphae, which helps them in locomotion and for the reproduction of these organisms. And when we look upon the body of an organism, when these hyphae form a network, it is called mycelium. When we see this under microscope, we see it is cytoplasm. There are so many nucleus, so we can say it is multinucleated. When we make the diagram of its hyphae, it is multinucleated, so we can say it is called coinocytic hyphae. So again we can say when these hyphae make network of any type of network, we call it as mycelium. And when their hyphae is multinucleated, it is coinocytic hyphae. Then there is arrangement of hyphae. What can be the arrangement of hyphae? Arrangement of hyphae can be cross-walled or septate, like transverse or longitudinal. So, in what way this fungus is beneficial for us or harmful for us? So, first of all, we will see in case of benefits. In what way fungus is beneficial for us? For example, it helps us in antibiotic, for example in case of penicillium and aspergillus niger. Secondly, when we see its harmful effects, it can be harmful also. For example, when we see it creates diseases also. These fungi grow in the region of humidity, or these can grow in high temperature. But in case of plants, this fungi is also harmful. These can create a disease which we called as rust. So we can say Pasinia is the fungus which is responsible for causing disease rust, and another one is smut disease, and Ostridigo is the fungus which is responsible for smut. For example, we can quote the example of bread mold. Bread mold is, we can call it rhizopus. So we can say fungus can be found in association of algae, and when anything remains in association, when fungus remains in association with algae, it forms another class of organisms which is called as lichen. So what is their benefit of their symbiotic association? When algae, it means that algae remains association with fungi. When algae remains in association with fungi, it creates another class which is called lichen. Algae provides food to fungi and food gives shelter to algae. Now there are two components, fungal component of lichen and algal component. Fungal component of lichen we call it as mycobiont, and algal component of lichen is called as phycobiont. So the man who studies this fungus, we call him as mycologist, and the study of fungi is called as mycology. If fungi associates with higher plants, then the formation of mycorrhiza takes place. It means that fungi fungi combines with roots of higher plants. We call it as mycorrhiza. For example, in case of pinus, this it can be endo or ectomycorrhiza. Then we will talk about reproduction in fungi. As for this fungi is concerned, it reproduces vegetatively. So, for example, by fragmentation, when it undergoes asexual reproduction, it will produce spores called conidia. As many other spores are also produced, but important of one of them is conidia. So I have told you about conidia. And another one is it produces aplanospores, or it can produce zoospores. So when this fungi undergoes sexual reproduction, it undergoes gamete formation. It means that gametes are formed, and these gametes fuse and form the zygote. When the fusion of gametes takes place, formation of zygote takes place. Then zygote will be a diploid cell in which meiosis takes place, so that haploid fungus is produced. When it goes under sexual reproduction, it undergoes three events, or we can say it undergoes three steps. First one is plasmogamy. So what is plasmogamy? In plasmogamy, two separate strands of fungi come in contact with each other, and two hyphae fuse in each other. At first, fusion of protoplasm takes place, which is called plasmogamy. When nucleus of these two fuse with each other, this condition takes place that there will be one cell but two nuclei. And we know protoplasm is already fused. That condition is called dikaryon. And this phase is called dikaryophase. So what is dikaryon? We know that dikaryon is when two nuclei fuse in one cell. For example, when we take the fungal body, in between there is one nucleus, and another side there is another nucleus. So when these two nucleus are present in one cell, so it means we can say it is dikaryon, and this phase is called as dikaryophase. So then there is karyogamy. So what is karyogamy? It means that fusion of two nuclei takes place. When fusion of two nuclei fuse in one cell, the haploid cell is when two nuclei fuse in one cell, it means that when two nuclei fuse in the one diploid diploid cell is formed, which is called zygote. Then zygote undergoes meiosis, so we get 4 haploid spores of fungi. Spore formation takes place in a structure which is called fruiting body. So what is the fruiting body? We can say fruiting body is a structure in which spore formation occurs. Spore formation can be inside or on the surface of fruiting body. So one feature fungus is classified on these based upon these features. Fungus is classified into different categories. Number one is morphology of mycelium. Number second is formation of spores. Number three is formation of fruiting body. So based upon these features, fungus is classified, or we can say classification of fungi takes place. Based upon these features, there are four categories of fungi. First one is phycomycetes, which we call as algal fungi. So about when we talk of about phycomycetes, we know that this is marine. It means that they remain in seawater, and we can say it is heterotrophic. In case of heterotrophic, it can be parasitic or it can be saprophytic. Parasitic means it can remain in any body, host of anybody, or in case of saprophytic, we can say it can take its nutrient or it can take its food from dead and decaying matter. Generally, these are, but we can say these are generally parasitic. So, what about mycelium? Their mycelium is aseptate and coinocytic. Aseptate means it can be cross-walled or it can be regular. When when it goes under asexual reproduction, it produces spores. So we can say spore formation takes place. Spore formation is endogenously. It means that endogenously means inside the fruiting body. It is fruiting body is called sporangium. Sporangia can be conidia or they can be aplanospores. Aplanospores are non-motile and zoospores are motile. For example, in case of rhizopus, we can say bread mold, or we can quote the example of mucus and albugo. So then there is another class which we call as ascomycetes. Ascomycete is also called a sac fungi. It is also parasitic or it can be saprophytic, and it is also heterotrophic. It means that it depends upon anothers for their food. It includes unicellular fungi, for example, yeast, Saccharomyces. It is multicellular, for example, Penicillium, and it is coprophilous. It means that they can nourish on dung also. It means that they can grow on dung. Mycelium is septate and its mycelium is branched also. When they undergo reproduction, asexual reproduction, they produce spores which we call as conidia. These spores are formed exogenously. It means that spores are formed outside the fruiting body. Their fruiting body is called conidiophore. When these undergo sexual reproduction, they form ascospores. It means that they reproduce endogenously. It means that inside ascocorp. Ascocorp is a fruiting body. For example, in case of Aspergillus niger and Claviceps and Neurospora. So Neurospora is used in genetic experiments. Then there are basidiomycetes, which we called as club fungi. In case of club fungi, we can quote the example of mushroom. We know these are also heterotrophic, and these can be parasitic and saprophytic. Their mycelium is also branched and septate. So there are no sex organs, but somatic cells from two strands fuse together. So asexually, spore formation takes place endogenously, exogenously. It means that two different variety of haploid somatic cells fuse with each other. They form a diploid cell, that means 2N. That is, zygote is formed, which is called a basidium. Now this diploid cell undergoes meiosis, produces four haploid spores. Four haploid spores are formed, which are called basidiophores, and fruiting body is called basidiocarp. For example, in case of agaricus, in case of Paccinia, Ostadigo, etc. Then there are deuteromycetes, which is also called imperfect fungi. Why it is called imperfect fungi? Because only asexual phase is found. No sexual reproduction takes place or occurs in case of deuteromycetes. About mycelium, we know this is septate and also branched. This is also parasitic and it is saprophytic, and it is also used in nutrient and litter cycling. For example,